Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I don't know how long this show is going to be, guys. Just going to be honest with you. I hurt myself pretty bad today, and I'm feeling it. This is the first time I've hurt myself real good since I stopped taking the gabapentin, and I can definitely tell the difference. I hurt myself playing golf, y'all. Not even playing golf, playing virtual golf. Not in a virtual reality, but at one of those golfing machines that they have where there's a golf course projected on a big screen and you hit a golf ball at it. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I love golf. I miss doing it. But few things. One, I'm incredibly out of shape. I'm about a decade older than the last time I tried playing golf. And I fell. I fell real hard. I went to take my swing. And as my weight shifted on the follow through, my right knee locked up and then unlocked immediately, causing a massive amount of pain in my leg, causing me to lift my leg up out of, just pulling it away from the pain as you're prone to do. But my weight wasn't fully on my other leg. And so I landed flat on my back and fucked up my whole right side, basically. I'm okay. I'm alive. I had fun, but I am in a lot of pain. So how long this show goes is going to depend on how long I can tolerate it. And speaking of tolerating it, good God, what a bunch of stupid today. What a bunch of stupid. Oh, hey, Frosted, how you doing? Guys, I was over on Frosted's channel earlier tonight. Make sure you go check that out on the corner this evening. I wasn't much of a guest, and I apologize to you for that, but whew. It's just one of them days. And I told Frosted I should have known, because every time I make a plan to go on Frosted's show, something happens. And it sucked. But yeah, go check out Frosted's show. It was a great show. It was a really good show. I just wasn't as participatory as I normally am. All right, let's talk about stupid, shall we? Let's dive right in. We'll get to the Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens thing in a minute because it really does amuse me. But I want to show y'all the stupid that I woke up to this evening. Thank you, Dark Conservatarian. Hey, Monk, did you see Pearl's reaction to the Crowder ring video? It's an absolute riot. Apparently, verbal abuse isn't real abuse. Well, I do agree to that in some manner. That they're different kinds of abuse. I have not seen Pearl's thing. Oh God, did she do this recently? I know she was talking about doing it. She keeps acting like she just discovered it and nobody's seen it. Like, oh my God, have you guys seen what actually happened? She started that about 6 months ago, where she's like, you guys just don't know what really happened with Crowder. Like, nah, bitch, we all watched the fucking video, man. We all saw it. No, but I haven't seen her thing, so I'll have to watch it and maybe we'll pull it up later. Reacting to video is pretty easy to do. Anyway, so this is Christina Amir Khalil. And she is running for the Green Party to be the senator from New Jersey. Yes, it was 9 days ago when she uploaded her reaction. Oh, no, I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. Our little Green Party person here said, I experienced my first earthquake in New Jersey. We never get earthquakes. The climate crisis is real. The weirdest experience ever. For those of you playing along at home, yes, this woman just blamed climate change for earthquakes. And she has proof. She has proof. She got called out on this by Community Notes. Says New Jersey sits on a fault line, has nothing to do with climate change. And if you go to that link there, they even tell you the first recorded earthquake in New Jersey happened in 1783. And that's just the first recorded one. They've been happening since the beginning of the earth because, the tectonic plates move. That's what causes an earthquake. The fact that this is the first time she ever noticed one doesn't mean it's the first time there's ever fucking been one. Time to start garbage fires in our homes. Yes, Frosted, to fight both climate change and inflation, we need to have garbage fires in our home. Oh man, that article. This woman who came out and she told us that inflation's not something to really worry about. By the way to fight inflation, and this is not a joke, is to stop using natural gas. Get a fire pit in your home and burn your garbage there. I'm not making that up. That is a real thing that we read tonight. Or that Frosted read and we all listened to going, what the fuck? It's right on par with this kind of stuff. But she did provide a link, and I want to be a good person and examine the evidence. So here it is. Exploring the potential links between the climate crisis and earthquakes. There isn't one. But wait for it. They got science here. Key takeaways. Geologists have pointed in recent years to an apparent correlation between water weight on the Earth's surface and the potential for earthquakes. What? Okay. When it comes to water, there's a little bit of variation of how much is going to be on the earth at any point, with clouds keeping some of the water up there till it rains, snows, whatever. But for the most part, the weight on the earth, whether it's water or ice, because what they're trying to get at here is, hey, the polar ice caps are melting, and that's putting more water weight on the earth. It wouldn't change the weight at all. Because while ice is lighter than water, not if you're talking about the actual weight. Like if you take 5 pounds of water and freeze it, the ice is going to be bigger than the water because it expands, but it's going to weigh the same 5 fucking pounds because it's the same thing. So when that water or that ice melts again, and again, if there's any kind of, evaporation, sure, it'll change a little bit, but in a perfect setting where none is lost from that, yes, exactly, it's the same mass, Tripper. The weight is not going to change. It's the same amount. 5 pounds of water that's frozen is going to be a 5-pound block of ice. It's just going to be bigger than whatever the water container was. But this is their thing. Hey, polar ice caps are going to melt, and that puts more weight on the earth. It literally doesn't. It's absolutely fucking retarded to suggest that. And that scientists, I'm using that word very lightly here, are looking into that is just asinine. This is simple science. They're like, look, if we don't change the weight at all, maybe the weight will cause a problem. No. All that's happening is the tectonic plates are moving like they always do. We just notice it more now. Notice I said to you, the first recorded earthquake in New Jersey. We know earthquakes have happened. We just didn't have it written down. That's the difference. There weren't people around going, hey, that was an earthquake. We should write this one down and make news of it. Where now there can be an earthquake in bumfuck Egypt, and I guarantee you there's somebody there with a cell phone that's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe there's an earthquake here. Everything seems like there's more of it happening because we're seeing more of it happen. Literally, we know more about it. Go back to even when I was a kid. When I was a kid, very few major events made the news because, one, there weren't that many news outlets. And there were only a couple of hours a day total that was spent on news, right? It's televised news. And you'd get a newspaper which would have some stuff in it. Now you can literally find out anything you want about anything in the world at any moment of the day. And so every time something happens, it's like, this has never happened before, ever in the history of ever. Like, no, you're just dumb. You're just dumb. We had the same thing going on with the hurricanes, right? Like, Katrina's the worst disaster ever. Galveston got wiped off the map once, right? From a fucking what was that in the 1800s? Trying to remember when the big Galveston I keep wanting to say tornado, and I know that's not right. Hurricane came through, wiped Galveston off the fucking map, and they're like, "But nothing has ever happened this bad before, ever." No, it has. We just either one, it's forgotten to history, like in the Galveston one. You actually have to look that up because it didn't happen last week. Don't be threatening Galveston. I'm not. I have nothing against them. I'm just pointing out that, they were once wiped off the fucking map by a hurricane long before climate change was an issue. I experienced my first earthquake. I lived in California for 7 years, in San Diego. I didn't experience a single earthquake, to my knowledge, the whole time I was there. I live in Michigan now. Michigan is the first place I've ever lived where I felt an earthquake. I'm fairly certain it had nothing to do with water. Pretty sure it had nothing to do with the oceans apparently weighing more. I'm in Houston right now. I bet it's nice there this time. It was nice today. It was really nice. I actually felt a little silly going to a virtual golf place when I could have just went to the golf course, but I'd already had this set up. It's your fault for sleeping. That is the truth. I cause all earthquakes and natural disasters. But yeah, it's just so asinine. No, it's the climate. And she goes on to brag about getting, it says, pretty cool. I have said a lot of bots. And she quoted herself. I can put it back on the screen. Which you didn't offend bots. You offended common sense. This is fucking easy stuff. You were blaming. This is like when they blame wildfires on it. Like, wildfires are worse because of global warming. No, it's not. Wildfires are worse because we stopped doing our management of forestry because you fucking environmental retards said we should. It was hurting the environment. So yeah, I don't want to hear any of your nonsense. You guys are a bunch of fucking retards. Oh, but there's people out there like, yeah, you're so smart. We got to stop this stuff. Oh, God, I hate these people. I really do. Oh, man. Frosted, thank you. I am become death, taker of naps. Monkey, indeed. I don't mean to sleep, y'all. I did sleep after my golfing excursion today, and I woke up a little annoyed at myself for taking a nap. Did I forget to plug in my headphones? I did. I didn't even notice till that bloop you just heard. That was Jack coming into the, if you guys heard it, I don't know if the mic picked it up. Hi, Jack. What's up?
Hi. How you doing?
Oh, not good at all. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing better than you, apparently. What's wrong?
I fell today really, really bad.
Oh, you should not do that.
I need to stop.
Yeah. People have warned you about that sort of thing before. I don't know why you keep doing it.
You guys, honestly, I forget to plug in my headphones all the time. You can ask Jack until he starts speaking in the chat. So yeah, without anybody talking to me before the show, I had no idea my headphones weren't plugged in.
It happens.
No, Jack, I just went to a golf thing today and fell really bad, and it'll pass. But I'm not on the gabapentin anymore, so I'm actually feeling all the pain from a fall.
Oh,
yeah. So no big deal. The worst part of it, guys, is that spot on my knee that locked up and then popped on me. I'm having to be very careful on how I step, because if I'm even slightly off kilter, my knee is just like, nah, fat man, stop it. Don't get old, guys. Don't get old. All right. Do I care about the Krasensteins? Not really. They don't mean much to me. Do I care about that? Not really. I think we're almost caught up to where we're going to talk about Candace and Ben.
Real quick. Thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. Says, hello, my friend. Hey, Alan. How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. And I saw Dixie Rose and Stargazer and Frosted and everybody else out there. How you guys doing?
All right. This is what I woke up to yesterday morning. Before the fall, Jack. This Emerald Robinson person, I don't know who the fuck they are. Don't really care. She's apparently stupid. By unlocking banned accounts in a certain order in 2022, Twitter showed you exactly who America's rogue intel agencies fear most. Now look at the big conservative accounts never banned the last few years. Shapiro, Hannity, many more. Really makes you think. Makes you think what?
What is she talking about?
She's trying to imply that Sean Hannity and Ben Shapiro are closet liberals who are part of the intel communities. You know, because Ben Shapiro never said the F slur on Twitter, so he didn't get banned for it. Because Ben was smart enough to understand that being edgy is not worth losing your ability to speak. Because they played the game.
Yeah, because they were a little bit more milquetoast. Like Sean Hannity is incredibly milquetoast.
Yeah.
Shapiro's pretty milquetoast. Let's be honest. He's not the kind of guy that's going to say something super spicy.
Yeah, and most of the people who were getting themselves banned were doing it intentionally. They wore it as a badge of honor so they could go beat off together on other social media sites nobody looked at.
Yeah.
Say what you want about Shapiro, but while all of these really hardcore warriors had no voice at all, Shapiro was still out there fighting the good fight. He was still out there pushing conservative stuff.
Yeah, the only one I would take exception to would be Alex Jones, because I don't think he was pushing the envelope quite as much as people claimed.
With Alex Jones, though, I mean, you did have the Sandy Hook thing, and it was a bad look that all of the social media people wanted away from them.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it was a good thing, but I mean, it was kind of expected.
I think it was a bit unfair.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Because I don't think he did anything on the platform to warrant that. He did it on a different platform, and he was being punished across the board for it. Which I think is a bit contradictory to what this bitch is saying.
You don't have to tell me that it's that Twitter was unfair. My first punishment was for saying somebody was as sensitive as a clit. And a year later, maybe it was 2 years, feminists started using that to say men were as sensitive as a clit, and it was no big deal.
Yeah, well, it's okay when they do it.
Yeah, so I'm not saying there's no double standard here. But I also understand. You notice I didn't make that joke anymore.
Yeah, because I hate self-censorship, but unfortunately these days you have to do it in order to stay on. And we can dance around it. We're pretty good at that. But honestly, there's a few times I'm shocked I didn't get hit for stuff that I said.
There were times I got hit for things that I was shocked that I did.
Yeah.
And then
like
other times I got away with it that I was like, well, I guess nobody reported me that time. But most of these people that she's talking about went out of their way to push the rules so that they could be one of the banished.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of that. Plus, I think there's a little bit of anti-Semitism in there because Ben's Jewish. And I'd be willing to bet she's going that route too. I've seen a lot of lefties doing that lately.
Nah. Left and right, the anti-Jews are coming together, man. They're having their day in the sun right now.
Yeah, I don't get that. I've been around a lot of Jewish people, and like they're not a collective. That it seems that way because they have like their cliques, but it's like saying all Methodists. That makes no sense.
You know, I saw Hotep Jesus the other day talking about this. Somebody asked him, I forget the exact question, but basically, difference between like white people and Jews and who's going to win or something to that effect. And he said, you guys talking about white people, you guys send your kids to college for gender studies and poli-sci. They're sending their kids for lawyers and doctors. And he was just pointing out the same thing we've talked about. Yes, there is a culture within the Jewish community to succeed.
Yeah.
Same with Asians. There's a reason Asians are doing so well. It's because there is a culture of success.
Absolutely, because they know that when you come from nothing historically, there is a much stronger drive to succeed. And you see that a lot with the Asian community, the transplants that came here from anywhere in Asia, that they're generally very poor and have to work very hard to get what they want. And then they encourage their children to do the same thing so they can be more successful. They want their kids to be more successful than they are. And the Jews from Europe had the same thing. And even like the Irish used to have that. You know, we came from nothing. We were in a caste system. We need to build from that. But for some reason, the Jews get shit on for that.
Because they are so successful. That's why. I mean, if you look these days, because it's like, look, all the Jews control everything. Pay attention to your credits on movies and stuff. Pay attention to who's working in accounting firms and in let's call them money places, Jack, because that seems to be what everybody's so concerned about. The names are turning Asian.
Yeah, yeah. I think you'll see the tide turning to more yellow peril again.
Yeah.
Because of that. And it's largely, I think, a type of envy. You want someone to blame for you not doing as well, or your family not doing as well. When your family didn't support each other, they didn't save money. There's no generational wealth because single parent households or something. That's your family's fault. That's not necessarily somebody else taking from you.
If you are really that concerned about Jews, here's what you do. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever. Have your kids do things that actually are going to make them successful.
Yeah.
Instead of
them to go into STEM.
Yeah, instead of going into things that are going to get them a job in HR, have them going into a job that's going to be running the company that has an HR department.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah. I remember Charles Payne, the black dude, used to be on Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about when he was a little kid, he saw somebody wearing a suit and he wanted to be like that. So he started dressing up in nice clothes and carrying a briefcase to school. And he got ruthlessly mocked for it. And now he's vastly wealthier than everybody he went to school with.
Yep.
Because you go for the jobs that you know are going to be successful. And he became a very successful businessman.
All right, Jack. We got to move on to the Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro thing. This is one of the dumbest things I've seen today. Streamlabs. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not get an alert.
Sorry, guys. I tried to stall it as long as possible because nobody wants to watch this Tard fight.
Well, in fairness, we don't have to listen to any of them. We're just going to read what they say. Thank you so much, Alan, who says, "Morning, Monkey. Good morning, sir." Yeah, I'm not sure why. This happened yesterday. The alert started kicking in about halfway through. But thank you, Alan. Appreciate it, my friend. And good morning to you. All right, so we have to watch a little video, but it's not Ben or Candace. Instead, I forget this guy's name, but he's been around lately. Where? No. Oh, shit. Are they going to make me do window? Yeah, they are. All right. Because unfortunately, to go through this, Jack, I have to be on my cousin's account. He was nice enough to sign in and let me use it. Because Candace Owens has me blocked on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because she's all big and bad, which we're about to hear from this retard.
Who's this homosexual?
He's a comedian, if I remember correctly.
Is he?
Actually, he is a funny guy. He's going to be unintentionally funny here, but I've seen him on a few things, and he's all right. But you know, anyway,
I can't hear him.
She ain't afraid of nobody. I just want to remind y'all I'm blocked by her. What's that?
We can't hear him.
What do you mean you can't hear him?
I can't hear him.
What the fuck?
Do you have him open in the same browser?
No, but that's not been a problem before.
It's been a problem for me before.
Well, then, okay, I'll just tell you what he says. He says that Candace is not afraid of anybody. She'll stand up to anybody. And Ben Shapiro will only can only win arguments against college kids. That's what he says. Candace is this big old badass, you see. She's a huge badass, which is not true. Candace is a retard, y'all. I'll just say it. But Candace, from seeing this and believing her own press, says, I would like to debate Ben Shapiro on Israel and the current definition of anti-Semitism. Can somebody make that happen?
I bet Jeremy Boring got a massive boner right there.
Ben Shapiro had an answer to that. Unfortunately, guys, we can't just scroll down because they were quote tweeting each other, so we got to do it tweet at a time. Ben says, sure, Candace, I texted you on February 29th offering this very thing. Let's do it on my show this Monday at 5 at our studio in Nashville. 90 minutes live streamed. Well, there you go. It's on, right?
No, there's got to be conditions. It's not that easy. It's never that easy.
Candace replies, I'm sure you can appreciate why I'd prefer to keep this off the Daily Wire platform, as well as the true reason why we were never able to make any discussion happen. Let's choose a neutral, trustworthy platform. I vote for Patrick Bet David is what the handle is. Now, I'm not familiar with that guy. I don't know him from Adam. But Ben does have a response to it that kind of makes me question why I should choose him. But I don't understand why you would need a neutral platform. And somebody responds later, and Candace thinks this is just the funniest thing ever. That, hey, come to our studio is like, hey, come fight in front of me and my family. What? Like if Candace showed up at the Daily Wire where she literally used to work, all the little Jews are going to jump her and pull her down like it's Gulliver's Travels or something.
Yeah. Well, she probably was wrongly hated over there. But no, I think Matthew is onto something. They should debate on Monkey in the Morning.
They should. They really should. Actually, not here because I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut. They need to go on with that one guy, and I can't remember his name, who does a lot of debate. He just hosts debates, and as a smart host, most of the time he just shuts the fuck up and lets people talk.
Well, if you host a debate, then we get money.
I hear you.
I like money, and I know you like money.
I love money. Money's great.
You just mute yourself, and Lady Monkey will take you out of the room.
I would literally have to leave the room and watch my own stuff later.
Yeah, you can watch it in the other room, and we could have Lady Monkey and me hang out and not do anything.
I would be forced to ask Candace why she stuck up for Andrew Tate and lied about an accuser.
Yeah, well, she's not smart.
No, she's intelligent. She can stand up to anybody, Jack. I want to point that out, that guy is like, she'll stand up to anybody. And she's like, nah, bro, I can't come there and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, you might stand up to people. It doesn't mean you're right.
She has a reason for why, because you see, I'm sure you can appreciate why I'd want to keep it off the Daily Wire. All right, yeah, let's get to that. Ben says, Candace, I can see why you'd want to hide behind a moderator. I don't mean to laugh at that, but you just got owned on Twitter by him, because he's right. You'd be hiding behind a moderator, but particularly one who said we should rename our company the Daily Jewish Wire just yesterday. No, one-on-one Monday at 5. We can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults, and we'll live stream it on X and YouTube. Take it or leave it. As to the true reason you didn't respond to my offer to sit down with you and discuss these issues publicly or privately back in February, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Now, I'm just going to let y'all know, at least in the part that I've seen, she doesn't address this. You would think that that's the perfect time to come back and be like, well, you know why? Because you're a little Jew and I hate Jews. That, I guess, is the reason. I started listening to Kanye and I don't like Jews anymore. But anyway, whoa. Whoops. That popped to the wrong screen. I need what? No, I didn't mean to retweet that. I want view quote tweets because I need her tweet. I thought I had it. I don't.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Yeah, hers seems to be gone. But anyway, her answer, Jack, is that she doesn't want to make money for the Daily Wire. You see, she doesn't want to bring attention to the Daily Wire because that's what the Daily Wire needs is Candace Owens.
Her clout was carrying that channel.
Here's the thing: even if they did it on a different platform, Ben Shapiro is going to do at least an hour show about it, so it would still be giving her or giving them the attention. You called him out like, I would love to discuss this with Ben Shapiro. And like, fine, let's do it. And she's like, but not with you directly. What do you mean? What?
Yeah.
How are you going to call somebody out and especially call them out to have this chat and then be like, nah, bro, I can't do that.
Well, she's talking to Jeremy Boring later and arguing about the semantics of this whole thing. I saw part of that.
Oh, I missed all of that because like having to go to my cousin's account is a pain in the ass. He has to drive all the way over here and log in. It's pain.
Yeah.
He's very sensitive about his passwords.
Oh, well, I mean, I understand that.
And I didn't get to read anymore because it just wasn't worth it to me. I just, that part alone where no, I can't talk with you directly. She didn't even shoot back with, hey, how about we do it on my channel? We need to go to a neutral place, you know, with the people who said you need to rename that the Jewish Daily Wire.
That's so dumb too. Like that's not even a good name, by the way. That's too long and doesn't flow well.
Understatement says they actually agreed later on. Good. I'm glad. And I will be tuning in. If not, you know, when it's live, I will watch it.
Yeah. Damn it. I got an autoplay. Hold on.
Oh, you're fine. Monk is just aiming for a dunk on. I don't have to dunk on Candace. She's easy to dunk on. Even look, you can even say, hey, they finally agreed to it. Her original thing was, I can't be. There's all those little Jewies over there.
That's kind of seems to be sort of the implication is there's.
Aren't there like two?
Yeah. Well, there's probably more. They have lawyers.
Oh, true. They have lawyers, probably an accountant or two. Yeah.
So apparently she's going to be in London, and she listed all these things why she can't do it at a certain time. And then Jeremy said, I don't know your international travel schedule, Candace. I know you've talked to someone in the past. You've flown across the world to make it happen. You asked for a debate. Ben agreed to a debate. You don't want it on Daily Wire? Fine, we can live stream it to your channels. You don't want to shoot it at Daily Wire Studios? Fine, we'll rent a studio in Nashville. You don't want a Daily Wire crew? Fine, we'll hire a local crew. You don't want Daily Wire to pay for it? Fine, you're rich, you pay for it yourself. You don't want to do it on Monday? Fine, let us know how long you need to prepare. We will not agree to a moderator, no third party to put a finger on the scale. We will not agree to a virtual event or edited video, live, in person, one-on-one. The rest of this is just noise.
And he's right.
Yeah. And I believe she replied to this and agreed to it. So let me we're doing it live here because I don't really give a fuck. I'm truly free. Shut up.
I'm truly free.
Barring the odd insinuation that you didn't know your own employees were booked on international flights to come join me in London to film for your platform, this is great. I fully accept. No moderator. I will get in touch privately to get this set up. Major win.
Wait. Read that first part again.
Barring the odd insinuation that you didn't know your own employees were booked on international flights to come join me in London to film for your platform, this is great.
She's filming for Daily Wire?
No, she was supposed to do something for them, probably her show, while she's in London.
All right, whatever. She's so underhanded and petty. She really is. She really, really is. She's not a good person. And we saw that with the Andrew Tate stuff. And look, understatement, I know you and I disagree on Tate, but she she absolutely lied during that whole interview, and then the follow-up where she goes after the one alleged victim. I'll even throw in the alleged for you. She just made an ass of herself. She just literally repeated what Tate said without giving it any scrutiny whatsoever. This woman has accused 5 people of kidnapping her. No, she hasn't. Just one. And instead of doing anything, let's call it with journalistic integrity, she basically did what CNN and them did. She just repeated what she thinks her audience wanted to hear.
Yeah, a lot of what she said is easily debunked by even a handful of research.
All she's proving to me is that we were all right about how dumb she was when she tried her social autopsy shit.
Yeah, we can't really forget about that. Thank you to everybody that's dropping links on the platforms. We appreciate that. I know Bran and Stargazer are both doing that.
Anyhow, so I'm glad to hear that they're going to set this up. And Candace, they're still going to use you for. Ben is going to make a video about this. No matter how the debate goes, at the end of it, Ben will make a video on his own show. He'll talk about it for about an hour and then make a single video of that. Me and Candace, my thoughts.
Yeah, they're both going to do that. They're going to make at least one video and cash in on it. That's just, they're going to have like the build up, like this is what I'm going to do. And then they're going to have the aftermath, the autopsy of it, where they're like, this is how I owned the other one.
And I am curious to see what kind of direction, I guess is the word, that Candace is going to take here. Say what you want about Ben and whether he can win an argument. I guarantee he knows more about the situation over there than she does.
Yeah.
And he'll just bury her in facts and statistics. Because she's not very smart. And she's really not smart on her feet.
And he has a lot of like friends over in Israel, so it's not like he won't know information from there. I mean, he can read Hebrew too, so
yeah, I mean,
he can pull up news articles and have them translated.
I need to mute that.
Thank you, Frosted. There are 3 possible ways to settle the Ben Candace thing. A, they fight in Knoxville. B, epic rap battle. C, facing each other in a game of Land Clown Down Under. Land Clown Under. Sorry, fuck that one up. I think everybody should be forced to play Land Clown Under.
Land Clown Under was an interesting game. That's on his show from tonight, where we had to guess whether or not a name given belonged to a clown or was a city in Australia.
Shockingly harder than you think, too.
It really was. It really was. Now, a couple of them I did know because I'd heard them before.
Mm-hmm.
Not the clowns, the cities in Australia.
Oh.
And some of them were kind of obvious. But yeah, some of them are really hard. Like John Wayne Gacy, that was an easy one. That is a town in southern Australia.
Yeah, it's in New South Wales.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, we did get some bad news from Moonshock, so I'm going to drop the link to his GoFundMe.
Yeah, Moonshock is dealing with a 3rd round of cancer, and he's getting infusion therapy, and it's to help his body's immune system. If I'm remembering this right, I'm a doctor, but basically it worked too good, and it has to be stopped, basically. And it's really his only treatment. There's some hope maybe for some clinical trials he could get in.
Yeah, but that's a dice roll.
But otherwise, yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Got to stop treatment for cancer. That's not a good thing. And I hope to God that they find a way to get him the treatment anyway. But it worked too good. Yeah, it's supposed to be attacking the cancer, and instead it's attacking everything. Yeah. So we wish him all the best. He's a great guy. He really is. And it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah, I don't like seeing that shit happen to good people.
Speaking of bad things happening to good people, Robert Kennedy, his dad got shot once, Jack.
I heard that somewhere.
It only took once, honestly. But RFK is trading on his name to run for president. RFK Jr. says both parties using January 6th to pour fuel on the fire of U.S. division. RFK Jr. is having a problem right now, Jack.
Is it the human growth hormone?
It's still being a liberal and also trying to be honest.
Oh, that's a rough one.
It is a real rough one. Corey, thank you. Clinical trials is how I got cured, but the FDA rejected the treatment in 2022. Sounds right for the FDA. I don't know what all the side effects were from the clinical trial, but I'm glad you got cured from it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Frosted. Fuck cancer. Moon is my victim. Yes. As are all the people who come to your show. Anyhow, so RFK Jr., he made a comment about January 6th. And this is so dumb. So dumb. RFK Jr. sought to clarify his stance on the January 6th Capitol attack, saying he believes both Democrats and Republican parties are equally at fault for fanning the flames of partisanship over the issue as scrutiny grows over the independent candidate's view on the subject. Now, I disagree with him. Yes, both sides are using it, but one side is correct. The right is absolutely correct in pointing out that this is a political witch hunt bullshit thing being done to keep people quiet and to fan the flames against Trump rather than any reality going on. It was an insurrection. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it was an insurrection. They're going to literally kill democracy. By the way, Trump said democracy will die if he's not elected. Can you believe he'd say something like that?
He's a monster.
He's a monster.
Like that.
There's not a two sides to this issue. There's not. The liberals are absolutely lying about it. The left, the Democrats, whoever you want to call them, they are fucking lying about what happened for political gain. And the mainstream press just repeats it. They Candace Owens this shit. Anyway, so this is the statement from him. Both establishment parties are using January 6th to pour fuel on the fire of America's division. Each side claims that a victory by their opponents means the end of democracy. Then anything is justified to stop them. He's not wrong about that last line. However, he says each side claims that a victory by their opponents means the end of democracy. There's kind of a point to that when you're talking about the way the January 6ers and anybody who doesn't claim that they're anti-patriotic traitors who belong against a wall, they have a point because they're literally taking away the rights of Americans for peaceful assembly, because many of those people were peacefully assembling.
What?
I know. And for free speech. We saw far worse in a night of riots, Jack, throughout that summer.
Yeah, but that was the summer of love, and those were people that they politically agree with, so it makes it okay.
Well, maybe what we need to do is it just needs a rebranding. It was the insurrection of love.
The insurrection of our love.
The insurrection of love. We run the risk of destroying democracy in order to save it, he said. Kennedy, an independent, is polling as high as double digits, appeared to address a wave of controversy surrounding his position towards the Capitol attack. He faced widespread criticism from Democrats after a fundraising email sent to the supporters described those involved in the insurrection as activists. That's what they're mad about. That he called the January 6th folks activists. Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were moved enough to go to a protest. That's an activist.
No, that's our term. You can't steal it.
In the email blast, Kennedy said they had been stripped of their constitutional liberties. They were. What are you talking? Why are they mad about this? Because he's see, this is what I was talking about. He has a problem trying to be honest as a liberal. You just can't do it.
Appears to be somewhat of an issue for him.
The pylon prompted Kennedy to issue a statement Friday more broadly detailing his views about the January 6th attack, calling it one of the most polarizing topics on the political landscape. Well, much like Charlottesville, that's because the left won't let it go. They sicked the federal government on these people and bragged about how many they arrested. We've got over 1,000 arrests, Jack.
Yeah, well, I mean, think of all the Trumpists that could be arrested. Oh, we got to get them all. They're like Pokemon.
I want to hear every side. It is quite clear that many of the January 6th protesters broke the law in what may have started as a protest but turned into a riot. Because it happened with the encouragement of President Trump and in the context of his delusion that the election was stolen from him, many people see it not as a riot, but as an insurrection. It was a riot. He's right about that. It wasn't an insurrection. Kennedy has gotten... Wait, where's the rest of it? I want to get back to his statements. Listen, I think the argument...
Is that him or me? Is that him?
Okay, here I am.
Oh, there you are. All right, yay.
I don't know where I got cut off, so we're just going back to the paragraph before. Kennedy gotten much heat recently for also implying President Biden could be seen as posing a much worse threat to democracy than Trump. The Capitol insurrection happened after Trump refused to concede that he lost the 2000 election to Biden, leading to mass chaos and injuries. I just want to point out, the reason I wanted to reread that, because I'd skipped this originally, but I wanted to read that because you can see the writer of this piece injecting their own opinion there. That's opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And typically they get away with this by quoting somebody, but instead of the Capitol insurrection happened. There was no Capitol insurrection. Anyway, he says, listen, I can make the argument that President Biden is a much worse threat to democracy. And the reason for that is President Biden is the first candidate in history, the first president in history, that he used the federal agencies to censor political speech to censor his opponents.
I would actually take issue with that because Woodrow Wilson and FDR both did the same thing.
There's 4 or 5 examples of presidents who have done that. I would make the argument, though, not to the point that has been done here. I think Biden has taken it to a whole new level, and a lot of that is based just on the notion of social media being a thing now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, I mean, yes, absolutely, that's happened before. I even want to say, oh fuck, who was it? Was it Jackson?
Yeah, Andrew Jackson. He was notorious for like charging people duels.
Yeah, I mean,
a few people that way.
We've had some dickish presidents who have way overstepped their bounds. Biden's not alone in that. But I do think, like I said, because of social media and them trying to suppress speech, not everybody had their own printing press, Jack, back in the day. Most people have the ability to get on social media.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have not examined the evidence in detail, but reasonable people, including Trump's opponents, tell me there's little evidence of a true insurrection. They observed that the protesters carried no weapons, had no plans or ability to seize the reins of government, and that Trump himself had urged them to protest peacefully, Kennedy wrote. Now, if you read, we already read what he wrote earlier. If we go back to that, where he's like, yeah, there was some bad shit that happened that day. He's just explaining here why he doesn't call it an insurrection. It was a riot. I have no problem with people who call it a riot because it did turn into one. It wasn't the massive riots we saw going on in the streets of Portland, Seattle, San Diego, San Diego's still my favorite because they rioted because a guy got killed and he wasn't dead. That's my favorite of all the stories of that summer. But what we saw there, yeah, it's a riot. It wasn't an insurrection. And I know what the other side will say, but the Oath Keepers had guns in a hotel that they said they'd be ready to bring at an instant. All right, let's say that's real. Did they? Did they bring them? Because as I recall, those weapons never left that hotel they were in, Jack. But that's their proof that no, there was an actual insurrection. If they brought those weapons and fired them on people, I might even agree with you that there was an attempted insurrection.
Yeah, there was no standoff in the well of the Congress or anything cool like that. No, this was the worst insurrection in the history of insurrections, if it was an insurrection.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Like I said, it's the same thing as Charlottesville because they have something they can point.
Yeah, they just need to have a bad example. Look at the right. They're so evil.
Play right into what these idiots say.
Yep.
And the problem is it's not even most of you, but so many of you will still defend the same stuff. I get why people went to Washington that day. I get why they went to the Capitol that day. But anytime, it doesn't take much to light that kindling on fire, man. Just the smallest spark.
You can be angry, but you need to channel that into something productive, not just blind rage. That's how you end up getting arrested for trespassing and wandering between the velvet ropes of a building and thrown in the prison for 3 years.
Yep.
It's not worth it when you can channel that into more productivity. Start doing ballot harvesting. Start getting people registered to vote. There's lots of more productive ways of spending your time than wandering around screeching at the cops.
Yeah. The cops made the crowd go crazy. They did. You also had, whether the left wants to admit it or not, you had people planted in there.
Yep. Agitators from both the federal government and Antifa.
Yep. And it doesn't take much. And I get the anger, but y'all can't let something like this happen again.
No, they will crucify you and they'll use it as an excuse to really start hunting down political dissidents. You got to channel that into more productive, useful things because you're just destroying your own movement. Then you're going to go tear up break some buildings and shove around some cops that probably don't even have that much interest in the issue at hand. What are you actually gaining there other than some blowing off steam? You gain nothing.
And I'm not saying never go to protest. I think protests are stupid, but I'm not saying never go to one. But imagine how different the landscape would be right now, Jack, if instead of what we saw on January 6th, what we saw on January 5th happened, where the agitators start up and everybody go, nope, you're fed. And there was no violence from it. And everybody just was like, all right, fine. We're going to be here. We're going to have our peaceful protest. Anyway, get up, but hit the Streamlabs first. Always hit the Streamlabs. Just saying. So, Jack, that's pretty much all I had for today.
Oh, look at you.
So if you have some stuff you want to cover, I still got some steam in me, not a lot. And I do want to try to play a video game tonight.
Oh, I want to be productive.
I do. I really do.
Well, I do have a few things that I thought would be interesting to cover.
And I'm not going to lie. I want to play a video game because I really want to play my kebab game, but I really need to play my ghost hunting game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. Oh, wait. Okay, Jack. I know. Technically, this is from you anyway. We have a couple from you. We got to talk about the superhero lady.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to cover that or not.
I want to cover that one and the other one that we did in DMs instead of on Twitter out loud.
Yeah.
All right. So
I can't wait to hear your reaction to that.
here is super late. This is she's the hero we need, Jack.
You know, she's not bad looking, so it tells me there's something wrong with her.
I don't mean this rude, but just based on what's on the screen right now, if I met her in person, I would think she was probably on crack or meth at the very beginning of an addiction.
Yeah, I was thinking meth. How sad is that?
Her teeth are still good, so she hasn't been doing it for a long time, but she's starting to get that heroin chic look.
Yeah.
Where
And she seems very obnoxious.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
You know why I'm never going to shut up about being a single girl who lives?
Because you're a woman.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You know why I'm never going to shut up about being a single girl who lives alone is because I am the first woman, not only in my family, in my entire lineage.
That's your family, dumbass. Am I wrong about that? Your lineage is your fucking family? That's how lineage works. Anyway, she's the first one, not only in her family, but in her family. Yeah, oh god damn it, native. Foreign native, just type that as I was saying. You suck. How dare you take my joke. Anyhow.
Stop reading our minds. You're not gonna like what you find.
All right, but she's the first one ever
who's able to live alone. My mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone. Her mom was never able to live alone.
We got that from you saying the first in your family and your lineage.
Oh, she had to explain it for the dum-dums. You know, the men.
Foreign native says able to. Yeah, able to. Her mom was forcibly made to live with a man.
Yeah. See, there was a instead of an ankle monitor, they assigned a man.
This chick looks younger than my daughter, which means her parents are probably about my age, and there were women in our generation who've always lived alone. It's been possible for quite a while.
What? No, you have to be assigned a man.
Multiply that times infinity for the rest of forever till the beginning of humanity. And it actually is that deep. If you're a girly who's living right now in your own little apartment, can afford your own bills, can pay your own rent, you don't rely on your family, you don't rely on a man in your life to financially provide for you, you're quite literally breaking generational trauma.
Notice she didn't give any love to the lesbians there. What about the women who are living alone, don't have to worry about any woman?
Oh yeah, good point.
Just the men's.
Well, you're breaking generational trauma. Also, I thought it was impossible to live alone because this generation is so poor.
Hopefully your daughter doesn't see this episode. Hopefully she does. Oh, it's so funny, Jack. I have to tell you this. The other day when I saw her, last week, we actually had a small conversation about retard strength, and she didn't realize that she thought we were just joking about that.
Oh my God, what? No, that's a real thing.
Yeah. For those of you who think we're joking when we say retard strength, no, that is real.
Yeah,
and Jack, you've explained it before because they don't have the concept of pulling a punch.
Yeah, that human beings have an inherent desire to not hurt each other. They don't actually want to hurt you. Even if they really, really hate you, there is a part of your brain that says, this is part of my tribe. We have to take down mammoths together or whatever. It's some evolutionary safeguard so we don't go extinct. People with severe mental retardation do not have that. It's not a part that's developed in them for some reason.
We also have I don't know how much you've fought, Jack. But when you punch somebody, it can hurt you. Oh
yeah. Yeah, but they don't have the same pain sensors you do either.
Yep, and or the care.
Yeah. Well, they don't have long-term planning skills for the most part.
And we tend, even when we say somebody's in a blind rage, most humans are not. Tards can go into a blind rage.
Yeah, and if you hit a wall and hit a post, for example, hit one of the support studs or beams, you're going to feel that right away. Even if it's just minor amount, you still have the idea that you've injured yourself. They don't always have that. So they don't know how injured they are, so they'll just keep hitting you at full strength.
I punched a wall one time and cracked 3 bones in my hand. And I found the stud, Jack.
Yeah, it is.
Let me tell you, for about 10 seconds, I was like, wow, there's no pain to that. I've hit walls before. I've hit things many times, Jack. So I know pain should be associated with hitting something. And there was no pain for like 10 seconds. And then the holy fuck, I just broke my hand pain kicked in.
Yeah, it's like a graze to the nuts. You have just enough time to recognize this is really going to be bad.
Yep. It's also why boxers, fighters that lose that fear hit so hard as well. Also with training, you have to be a good fighter.
Yeah, but you have to undo a natural instinct to be cautious of injuring yourself. Because if you get hurt, you can't fend off that mountain lion or whatever that's going to eat your village.
All right, so let's get back to our superhero here. The first of her lineage and family.
Yeah. Who has a little bit too much of a belly for that shirt.
Yeah, I happened to notice that when I backed it up a little bit, it brought my focus to her belly, and
some sit-ups won't hurt. I'm just saying.
She kind of looks like my G.I. Joes from as a kid.
Oh yeah.
They have that rounded belly that goes into the
because it has to slide into where the rubber band is. The crotch, and if you push them too far, they all kind of stick their gut out.
Anyway.
Generational trauma. I can literally say it started with me. My sisters, everyone after me, I was the first. I was literally the first woman in my entire female lineage to live alone. It is that deep, and that's fucking crazy, and I will not shut up about it.
She seriously thinks she's like some pioneer.
Yeah.
Like she's Ben Carson and the first one to do a separation of Siamese twins at the brain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's on par with what she did almost.
My sister, everyone who comes out, I was the first. And it is that deep.
Balls deep.
It's not that deep. It's literally paying your own bills.
What? She has to pay her own bills too? She didn't know about that. Man's doing that.
She brought that up, remember? Because she didn't need her family or no man. Didn't care about the lesbians.
Girlfriend.
It is that deep. It's really not, sweetheart. It's really not.
Surprised there wasn't a link to her OnlyFans.
All right. We got to watch a couple of videos. The first one is the setup for the second one.
Yeah. Had you seen either of these?
I had not, no.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. How big can we make it? There we go.
That's what she said.
I don't know that we're going to watch all of the first one because we don't really need to.
No, it's just a setup to get the idea across.
Yeah, it's 40 seconds of the exact same thing happening over and over again.
Yeah.
And you'll understand that in a second, guys. But let me get this first. Thank you, Cougar Knife, over there on the Streamlabs. Enjoy my overtime. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I'm going to. Thank you so much for that. Guys, we are brought to you by you. Hit the like button, the share button. If you would, donate to Jack or myself so that we can have things.
Yeah.
This is the hardest job there is. We do this for you.
Yeah, it's like crab fishing mixed with
ice road trucking.
Ice road trucking and policing and space travel. It's that complicated and
war.
Dangerous. Yeah, and war. It's so dangerous that a Ukrainian woman going back to Ukraine to get dental work done is less brave than we are.
That is true. And underwater welding. Yes, we are underwater welding at war. Never mind. I'm not going to link
Space cops fighting off the crab people. I got nothing, man.
So all right, speaking of crab people. I mean, I guess that's enough. This is what he does. He just walks all across the train doing this.
Yeah, and like this dude's got a lot of energy, and I respect having some pent up energy, but this is again not a productive use of your time or energy. It's like watching a little puppy dog run around and bark at random objects. It's just weird and kind of stupid.
Yeah, the guy's kind of a fucking lunatic.
Yeah,
Well,
he's a crazy person.
one of the chicks who was sitting next to him has identified herself
Because she's stunning and brave.
as a retard. And we're going to see her reply to what we just saw. Okay. This says on the screen, NYC girlies. Why is girlies a thing? That last chick said it too.
It's some new thing, like people saying fam. It's the latest buzzword.
But girlies, I mean, that's been around for, never mind.
It used to be condescending, but they're taking it back.
Oh, okay. NYC hoes. Be careful out there. I'm scared to death here, but remember to ask people around you for help. That seems a weird reply to what was going on.
Right? Hey, before we get into this, thank you, Cougar Knife, who says, I tried the Korean barbecue wings at KFC, and within half an hour, I was pressure washing my toilet bowl. Kind of tasty, though. That can be a problem with Korean barbecue. I did go to a place, it's called BB Bop. They had really good Korean barbecue, and it did not give me the squirts. So I'd recommend trying it there. KFC, you're basically just having a bunch of salt with some off-brand Korean, but it's still not bad.
This person here is wearing Snorlax pants with bright green shoes.
Like,
do you know what a Snorlax is?
That's a poker man, right?
That is a poker man. I'm glad that you got that.
Yay, I learned something.
But anyway, this is one of the original videos. This isn't our chick that we're talking about, I don't think.
No, the girl we're talking about is up next to him.
Yeah, this chick right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the person who put this on, I would have called the police instead of making a Instagram or whatever the fuck she did there.
I don't know if I'd call the police on Snorlax pajama pants, but I'd be very suspicious of that person.
No, I meant on Mr. Ra.
Oh, no, in this scenario, I am more concerned about the Snorlax pants than that guy. I know where I stand with him. You don't know where you stand with a grown-up wearing pajama pants of a Pokemon.
I sense a kindred spirit when I see that, honestly.
You worry me.
I enjoy both pajama pants and Pokemon.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't enjoy Snorlax because that means that you'd be asleep, and that means the world would fall apart.
That right there is the agent of doom, Snorlax.
Yeah, that's like the anti-Buddha.
All right, let's get to White Girl, because of course she is. The other day, I was on in Adonis Paul's chat, and what's up?
All right, let's get into this. By the way,
well, it happens. And he was watching some video with some crazy white girls, and I made a joke in the chat about dumbass white girls, and this dude got really pissed.
Yeah,
like mad as a motherfucker because I pointed out white girls are a problem. How dare you be? Well, you just anti-white. I'm not anti-white. I've just noticed that white girls are a problem.
It's all the pumpkin spice. They let the spice flow, and you can't control their. They get all hopped up on that pumpkin spice, and they're unstoppable. It's something very scary going on. Yeah, what I hate though is like me and AP seem to follow a lot of the same things, so we end up with the same videos, and then I have to hope you didn't see them yet.
Most of the time, I don't get a lot of chance to watch AP's stuff. It's very rare that I get to watch an episode. And I tend not to watch streams afterwards unless I'm doing something. And I like to pay attention to his.
Yeah, because his are funny.
And his is often a response to videos. And a lot of the times it's stuff going on the screen. You have to see it.
Yeah.
So where there's a lot of stuff that I listen to in the background, it's stuff I don't have to visually pay attention to. So he doesn't qualify there.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
So I'm the girl next to him in that video. It's funny because in the comments, so many people are guessing what I'm thinking and feeling in that moment based on their own biases. Like,
Why does she keep having to pause it?
Because she's really bad at this.
Why are there jump cuts in TikTok videos? I need somebody to explain that to me.
Because these people are vapid and can't hold a thought for more than 10 seconds.
He needs to get it right. You're anti-white woman. Yes, I am. Fucking white women. I'm not anti-white woman. I'm anti-loud white woman who won't shut the fuck up and in ruining society.
I don't think of myself as anti-white woman. I am more pro-Asian woman.
I'm anti-stupid, and the white women are the ones being stupid right now.
Well, and it's not all white women. It's generally middle class to upper class white women of a certain ilk, like college educated, hangs out at Starbucks and wants to go to all the new and greatest things. Like, oh, I got to get a Stanley Cup because that's what everybody drinks out of now. Because I'm super basic.
I recently learned about the white girls all getting Stanley Cups, and I laughed because my dad used to drink out of a Stanley mug when he was in the Navy.
Too.
Yeah. They've been around a long time, but somehow they started selling them to white women, which, by the way, great audience to get if you can get it.
Oh, absolutely. You get like the yoga crowd, and you've got a lot of money coming your way.
Yep.
And, you know, when my dad was like taking thermoses to work and shit like that, it was a Stanley thermos. So good on them for finding a new demographic of working class people that don't actually work and making money off of them.
All right. So Dummy, she's going to tell us what she actually thought.
there are some people saying, oh my God, that girl looks so afraid. Why is nobody helping her? Where are the men to come save her? And then there are some people giving it out to the creator for being scared, being like, that girl beside him isn't bothered. She sees this every day. I know this is really topical because there's like the subway puncher and things like this.
We haven't talked about that on here. There's somebody going around punching white women on the subways in New York.
Yeah.
And that's what she's referring to there. You can find, and it seems to be all liberal women. So I'm guessing it's a male feminist.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He didn't rape him afterwards. So.
Well, it's so public. He does that at home.
Oh yeah, that's true. He can't get he doesn't have a GHB dispersal system on the subway.
Right. And then he makes him tip him on the way out. Anyway.
But I think what's really important to do in that moment is literally just keep your wits about you. I had my headphones off. I wasn't reading my book. I'm just looking straight down.
Which you should be doing on the subway anyway. Have you ever been on a subway? They're sketchy as fuck.
I probably wouldn't be looking around on the subway, but in this situation, my reaction would not be to keep my head down. If you're going to be situationally aware, take off your headphones, yeah, but your eyes should be on him.
Yeah, or at least like keeping one eye on him and looking around for anybody else that might be getting agitated. There's a lot of crazies on the New York subway. And you need to be aware of your surroundings at all times just for your own safety. You should be doing that anyway. I hate people just wandering around staring at their phones with headphones in. Like, you're going to die. You're going to get hit by a car. An air conditioner's going to fall on you. You're going to get robbed. There's a million things that could go wrong in a major city like that.
Foreign Native says, wait, she was paying attention? She was scared shitless then. Go back to when I was healthy, Jack. Even when I was healthy, strong, big, I would be scared in that situation. Doesn't mean I couldn't hold my own in it, but I would be on edge.
Yeah, because you don't know what this crazy person is going to do.
Yeah. It is, anybody in that car should have been like, fuck.
Yeah, and I don't care if you do live in New York and you're used to it. You should still be aware of the situation and be prepared to act accordingly. I would have gotten out of there because it's not worth it to me. No, I'm not going to take the risk. Just go to another car and hope nobody's peeing on the floor in it.
He could have a weapon. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever been sucker punched, Jack.
Oh, yeah. Several times.
You not paying attention is how you're going to get sucker punched.
Yep. That's why it's called the sucker punch. You hit somebody when they're not aware.
Yep.
telling about the comments in that video, though, was that nobody had empathy for the guy who's obviously experiencing some sort of mental health.
No, because he's walking around going pow and throwing punches. Why would I have empathy for that?
The problem with the comments is that nobody had empathy for the lunatic. I feel like that is not the problem with the comments, Jack.
In case things do get violent, you can only protect yourself. But where is the empathy?
No, if things get violent, I can protect other people. You know what I mean?
I think what she means is she doesn't want to protect other people. It's all about her.
Well, it really is. Because even part of the comments that are made in there are like, she even said, but why was nobody helping that woman? Most people don't get involved, Jack, but there are a lot of people that, like, if he started beating on her, there's maybe a 10% chance that you'll have people who step up. And we need more of that, honestly. So many people, I'm not getting involved in that.
Well, they see what happened to Daniel Penny, and even going back further to what's his name? The guy from the 80s, Bernie
Bernie, yeah. Now, in fairness with the Bernie Getz thing, I think that man just wanted to kill people. But that doesn't mean he was in the wrong for shooting the ones he did.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on that, but those people definitely had it coming.
Yes.
And I could see people snapping under the circumstances that he was living in at the time, having to deal with the crime on the subways all the time. So I get it, but I don't think he should have gone to jail for that.
No, I don't think he should have either. But both things can be true, that he was looking to be able to use that gun, and he was justified in using it.
I was so disappointed about 8 years ago when I saw a video of him in an interview that he did, and he's like this crazy person feeding squirrels, the devil's animals, and he's like all like reclusive and like, I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want to be left alone. I'm like, no, fuck that, dude. You should be like, yeah, but shot those motherfuckers. They had it coming.
Well, we've talked about that before. I mean, Hollywood will make you believe taking somebody's life is no big deal. He killed 3 people, right?
Yeah.
And
they had it coming.
They did, but it's still, you're the one who took that life.
Yeah. And that weighs on people in different ways. So,
and he already wasn't all that sane.
I don't know. I think he was the hero that the times needed.
He was the hero we needed. All right.
How sad is
for
that?
Somebody who has no support. Why is he having that episode on the subway?
Because he's crazy, lady.
Yeah. This is something that always bothers me about these upper class people that are always talking about mental health and they've never seen it. This guy's probably off his meds by choice.
Yeah.
And this is what happens because the meds make them feel kind of weird, and they're not because they're used to feeling crazy. They're not used to being normalized, and the meds do have weird side effects sometimes. Mm-hmm. But justifying him being a raving lunatic is not helping anybody.
Eagle says, "My God, you're going to get yourself hurt." Yes. This is the same thinking of, hey, you shouldn't have police show up at a domestic dispute. Send a counselor.
Yeah, so that they can die too.
So they can be Operation Get Behind the Darkies.
Yeah.
That's a South Park joke. Real quick, we have to say that. That is, I'm not just being rude to people. That's from the Bigger, Longer, Uncut movie. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, no, this is counterproductive for so many reasons, not just for the safety of everybody on the train, but also for the person having the crisis. You are not helping them by trying to understand their situation. This understanding the situation is this person needs to be institutionalized because they are a danger to themselves and others, very clearly.
Chibs, I got to correct you on that. He said, I don't think it's because he chooses not to take them, more like couldn't afford to take them. No, you will find out, especially when it comes to the homeless, a lot of these people, they'll get their drugs for free. They just don't take them.
Yeah, there are a lot of free services to get free medications if you're homeless or you're just financially impaired. They will. They have sliding scale programs, stuff like that. But the problem is people don't show up to take them. They don't want to take them. They're given a supply of them, and they'll just sell pills and buy drugs with them. It's unfortunately an incredibly common problem.
Captain Tripper says, now, Monkey, he might not be crazy. He might just be high as fuck. They're not mutually exclusive, by the way.
Yeah, that is
It
possible
could be
that he was
both.
just on drugs, but it's probably both. A lot of people self-medicate because street drugs will make you feel euphoric, and prescription drugs may not do that for you, even though the prescription drugs are designed to help you with your mental issues. The street drugs are not. They're just making you feel good.
Yeah, and getting back to the people not taking their drugs, there's lots of people who've tried helping the homeless, and they'll set up these little towns that the homeless can go live in, and they make sure they get their meds and everything. And it's amazing the number of them that leave.
Yeah, because they don't actually want that stuff. They like the independence of homelessness. It's a weird thing. It's almost like a version of institutionalization.
Yes.
People that end up in jail that really like the structure of it, and they can't handle being on the outside, so they'll commit a crime and go back in. It's a sort of version of that where they get used to being on the street and doing whatever they want with no obligations, so they go back to that. Plus, they can't often do drugs at the new place, or there's routines they have to follow, like you have to be in at a certain time, so they don't like that. And then there's the voices telling them not to be there, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of reasons why there isn't one universal solution to the homelessness problem, other than to put them in facilities.
Yeah, institutionalized.
And force them to be institutionalized.
Now, here comes my favorite part of this dumbass video.
Why doesn't he have somewhere to go? This has blown my mind about living in New York. People repeatedly calling homeless people crazies as if they're not real people.
They're real people that are crazy. Nobody's like, there's no such thing as the homeless. That's a lie, like birds.
There's no such thing as crazy people. Who's ever fucking said that?
Nobody.
They treat them like they're crazy people are. Did you notice the crazy is an adjective to people?
Yeah, they are crazy, but that doesn't make them inhuman. That's why we want to take care of them in a facility that will keep them safe and keep other people safe from them. That's the whole point. Letting them prowl on the loose is just going to get people injured and probably have them killed.
Does she think crazy means refrigerator? I wouldn't be shocked. No, what she thinks is that since you say they're crazy and you're nervous around them and oh my God, she's instead like, why didn't anybody give this guy a home to live in? Why doesn't he have anywhere to go? She literally, why doesn't he have somewhere else to go? That dude clearly doesn't keep a 9-to-5 job. He's pretty unattached, sweetheart. He can go wherever the fuck he wants to, including shelters. He makes that choice, whether it's because he's crazy or he's high. Tomato, tomato, really, when you're talking about the effect. She thinks what all that guy needs is a hug.
Yeah.
If only people cared more about him, people like him wouldn't exist, which is insane.
Yes.
And how you get hurt.
Unfortunately, the way policy has been written for a long time in totally nonsensical ways. It just doesn't make any. It's not effective to just have feelings and wish them support. Like, we'll give you some money and hugsies. That doesn't fix anything.
No. White girls, I need you to listen to me. I realize, especially you upper middle class white chicks, that you live a very, very, very soft life. That's not reality, honey. It's just not. Most people have struggles and stuff. You've grown up this way, so you think that's how the world is. You think the world is all rainbows and lattes. It's not. And if you go in there and you're treating crazy homeless people like they're your friend from high school I haven't seen forever, you're gonna get stabbed and raped and killed and raped again.
Yeah, not in that order. Although rape, it'll be your dead body.
Thank you, Frosted. Speaking of bigger, longer, and uncut, I saw that it's going to be back in theaters in May, I think for the 25th anniversary. And later this year, it's Blazing Saddles for the 50th. Thought you might want to check it if it's playing near you. I appreciate the heads up. There's the closest theater to me now is over 45 minutes away.
Wow.
Yeah. Our close one, which was about 20 miles away, closed down during the pandemic and hasn't reopened.
Oh, it sucks. I really want to see the new Ghostbusters and the new Godzilla, but I don't have any money. I wanted to go, but I don't really want to spend the money, you know?
Gonna react to those movies going back into theaters.
You ducked out for almost all of that.
I'm sorry. So I'm curious how the social media is going to react to these movies coming back.
I think people in their 20s and 30s seeing Blazing Saddles are probably going to have a fucking meltdown.
You know, I like my reaction channels, and all of them did Blazing Saddles maybe a year and a half ago. And as I pointed out, most of those that I watch are Black creators.
Yeah.
And I was very curious how they were going to react to Blazing Saddles. Most of them got the joke. Most of them were like, okay, I get it. And they were offended at first because it just kind of comes right out at the beginning.
Yeah, it hits you right in the nuts with it.
But then they get let on and okay, I get it, and enjoyed it. I don't think most millennial and younger can do that.
I don't either. They're so trained to be offended at every little thing. Doesn't matter that it was co-written by a Black dude.
Two, actually.
Yeah, two Black dudes. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're just hardwired to be offended by everything because they're a bunch of babies.
All right. I laughed in the middle of your last big comment about that crazy chick because I opened the story you shared. Won't somebody think of the hose?
Yeah.
Won't somebody please think of the hose? How climate change is hitting vulnerable Indonesian trans sex workers.
Yeah. Somebody sent me this. I'm sorry, I forgot who. I want to say that was Shady, but I was like, what the fuck, man?
Nearly 93% of respondents saw decreased income during the rainy season. I mean, is that a big thing over there? Trans sex workers in Indonesia?
Yeah, most of Southeast Asia has a lot of sex workers.
Yeah, but trans sex workers, they're very specific about which hose they talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not just, you can't just have one group. You have to be part of lots of groups to be impacted by things. Yeah, he's quiet again. Now we wait. Oh, there he is. I heard him.
Fuck, dude. My internet's being a douchebag tonight.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again. If I have to, I'll just take a screenshot and put that on. Joya Pata, I don't care. A 43-year-old Indonesian transgender woman first started to notice the changing weather patterns in the mountain ring city of Bandung. Bandung means shit.
Yeah, Dung does it in American, yeah.
Were affecting her income as a sex worker a decade ago. The rainy season was lasting longer across the West Java province. Winds were stronger, and in some particularly bad years, our dirty whore lost up to 80% of their earnings.
Oh, noes.
Global warming is hurting the trans hoes, man.
It is. It is. And it's sad, really. It's not like this is just a cycle that'll change in 20 years. No, this is impacting all the butt pounding this chick is going to take.
Can I just say how fucked up it is that stories about how climate is affecting hoes is now about trans hoes?
Well, I mean, look, it's sex work. That's passe now. Now it's the trans hoes.
Couldn't it be all the hoes?
It could
Are
be, but who's the
excuse me.
protected class flavor of the week?
Are the vaginal hoes? That's what we'll call them from now on, just to be clear.
Those are
Are
the
the
bonus hole
vaginal
hoes.
hoes still doing well?
Look, they have a bonus hole, so they're probably making a little bit more bonus money.
I mean, they should get more money. They have the bonus hole. I mean,
Yeah, but that's discriminatory, monkey.
you pay for what you get, right?
Yeah, well, look, you can support the regular old bonus holes, or you could try the exotic trans holes. I don't know.
All right. Trans women, like whatever, are among the most affected by extreme weather linked to climate change, as well as suffering disproportionately when disaster strikes.
Dun dun dun! Because it's hard to run with your wiener flopping around.
Are they running around Indonesia and there's just little rain clouds right over trans people?
Yes.
Like there's two hoes standing next to each other. One has a penis and one has a vagina, but there's a rain cloud like the Bundy house right over them.
See, when you're running from a disaster, monkey, it's just your wiener flopping around. They have to worry about their wiener and their boobies flopping, and that can throw off your center of gravity.
I can understand that would cause a fall.
Yeah.
No one is coming.
I doubt that highly.
Sorry, no one is coming out. There's nothing about this sentence that's fun to say.
Pink said she's coming out.
Oh, God.
So you better get this party started.
No one is coming out during the longer rainy season. It's very hard to make money during the unpredictable weather. You know the rainy season's coming, right? That means it's predictable. Otherwise it wouldn't be a rainy season, Jack. It would be a rainy, oh shit, we don't know why this is happening.
It'd be a rainy event.
Indonesia is particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change and trans women. Indonesia is particularly vulnerable to trans women?
Crippling poverty made a lot of dudes into women. Like gay for the stay kind of thing.
Did they mean to write it that way?
I don't think so.
What they meant to say is Indonesia and trans women are particularly vulnerable to the effects of climate change.
Yeah, trans women in Indonesia or
yeah. And instead,
yes, bad writing.
Instead they said Indonesia is vulnerable to trans women.
I think the Muslim government would be very upset to hear that.
Frosted, thank you. Someone misunderstood bros before hoes. Yes, it was Mother Nature. Anyway, who tend to face more stigma and marginalization than trans men or other LGBTQ plus Indonesians are also among the hardest hit by extreme weather. That is a horribly written sentence.
Also the hardest hit by the police of vice and virtue. Sorry, that was wildly inappropriate.
That's because many trans women, like this person with a weird name, are shut out of the formal economy and survive as buskers and sex workers, occupations that rely on them being able to solicit clients outdoors. If only they could get their Johns delivered at home like Uber Eats brought it to them.
Yeah, or like a brothel.
Cheryl, I don't fucking care. A 26-year-old trans woman from the capital of Jakarta worked as a busker for around 7 years until the increasingly volatile weather made her seek other options. So there's other options? You were just
like being a clerk.
All they could get was hoe work.
Look, hoe work pays better than being a store clerk.
I am no longer want to endure the heat and rain on the street, said whoever, who joined trans-led arts group, I don't care, where she now sings with the theater company and runs the social media channel. Oh, I'm so glad social media was there.
Yeah, she thinks sex work is hard out in the heat and the weather and all that. You should try streaming.
It's rough. It's very rough.
Yeah, it's dangerous shit, man. We gotta worry about surprise tiger attacks.
I can't read the rest of that stupid shit. Climate change. This is the second time I've had to talk about it today. We've seen this with black people in our country, like black people most affected by global warming. Sorry, black guys, you just got knocked off by, white guys in a dress again, or in this case, Asian guys in a dress. Black guys, just put on a dress so you can be top of the heap again. Nobody is most affected by climate change, okay? Even if it was real, the people who would be most affected by climate change would be the elderly because they're the most susceptible to climate issues.
Yeah.
Freezing and overheating. I mean, Michigan had to make a law saying you couldn't cut off old people's heat during the wintertime because there was a year where a whole bunch of old people died when the local gas company turned off their heat.
Yeah, we have the same law here.
You know who didn't die during that? Trans people.
Oh.
It was elderly. They were the ones, if you're going to talk about how the weather affects people, they're the ones it affects the most. Dumbasses.
Nobody cares about the old people, though. They care about the trans people.
In the modern social media age, there's no reason that this person couldn't ply their trade still because it was raining a little bit. No, they have mudslides. I've heard that about them. Monkey, you know what you're supposed to use for heat? We went over this. Yes. I still can't believe that article. Jack, did you see that part?
I don't think so. I think I came in after that.
It was this lady who's telling us that inflation's not a problem.
Okay.
But to fight inflation so you don't have to deal with the problems from it, she gave us a list of ways to help out.
Of course she did.
One of them is not to support climate change, not to help make climate change worse. And here's how you do it. Don't use natural gas to heat your house. Instead, get a fire pit. Go onto YouTube and find out how to put a fire pit in your house and burn your trash.
Because the fumes from all the plastic is going to not kill you and give you cancer? What the fuck is she talking about?
That is how you beat inflation. Burn trash to heat your home.
That's just dangerously stupid. I thought you were going to say burn your poop. That's what they do in third world countries, but that's really bad for the environment. This person wants you to burn your trash. Have you seen what's in your trash or what kind of horrific chemical smells come off that could kill you?
Can we start with you should not set a fire in your home even if you're using wood because carbon monoxide is a thing?
Well, maybe it's one of those Darwin incidences.
Thank you. Understatement. Asking a black guy to wear a dress is like asking us not to go out for milk and cigarettes. It just ain't going to happen. I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to counter with RuPaul. Thank you so much for your donation. Black guys used to be the last line of defense for this, and they got shamed into being part of the nonsensical crowd.
Yeah.
And hashtag not all, because some of you are still men, and I appreciate those of you who are, but who was it? Snoop got a whole bunch of shit for it. For him being like, that's a dude. Like, how dare you're black? You should understand the struggle.
It's a much different struggle.
A totally different struggle. He can't change being black. You can wear slacks instead of a dress. And comparing him is fucking retarded. Anyway, this lady also told us, Jack, to help fight inflation, that you should sell all of your stuff. But you should take the money you make from it and go buy more stuff.
Does she work for Walmart?
I'm not making that up. That was when Frosted read that part. I actually had to stop. I'm like, no, I could not have heard that right. What you need to do is sell off all your stuff. And then, because it helps the economy and going in, I don't know if you know this, Jack, but if you increase supply or increase demand, inflation falls.
don't think that's how that works.
She said the way you help with inflation is everybody just needs to go out and spend, spend, spend. No, I mean, the most basic economics, supply and demand. And she blew that.
Oh,
but again, this is a woman who's apparently burning trash in her house. So kind of makes sense.
I think the fumes have gotten to her.
Oh, yes. And she also, to help supplement your income, you should go on OnlyFans to fight inflation.
Oh, I mean, clearly.
OnlyFans, trash burning, and not understanding economics at all is how you fight inflation, which isn't even a problem to begin with.
Yeah, but that's a very specific fetish to want to watch a chick touching herself in an empty room with a pile of trash burning in the center. There's just a trash pit and a naked chick on the floor.
Stevie says eliminating your savings, become more dependent on the state. She literally says that you shouldn't be saving money. That people saving money is part of what is causing the non-existent inflation.
Well, they're hoarding.
That you need to fight without fighting by burning trash in your home.
That's the state's money. How dare you?
It was so nonsensical that if I didn't know better because it was coming from Medium, I would think it was a joke.
Yeah.
But yeah. So get rid of your savings, sell all your shit, buy new shit, and burn your trash in your home.
I hate to break it to you, but I think you're stalling because I wasn't done torturing you yet.
No, I already have it open. I haven't read the headline yet, but I'm so baffled by that lady and her thinking. Because so much of it is contradictory.
It's very common these days, though. How many times have we seen people that are just this completely ignorant of how anything works? They don't know how anything works.
But how do you go from inflation isn't even a problem to here's how you don't have to worry about inflation?
And then to give the most inanely stupid ways to fight inflation? I don't know. That sounds like a psyop by the government to try and trick retards into dying off.
She literally says, don't go out and cut down trees for the fuel because that contributes to global warming. At least she got one part right, because killing trees, if you're worried about CO2, is probably the worst way to go about fighting climate change.
Trees eat CO2?
Yeah.
Oh!
Grass, vegetables, bushes, all of them like that. And scientists were shocked that it blew up. Weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah, nobody's saying that there's not an increase in CO2. It's the argument of, what that means. Furious vegan demands Natural History Museum be shut down because of cruelty to stuffed animals.
Yeah.
I've argued with vegans before, so it's not that surprising to me.
Well, it's not exactly what you think, but it's close enough.
Speaking of vegans, I saw a couple of creators recently talking about Ask Yourself and how smart he is. And I'm like, oh, okay. Anyhow, a vegan faced mockery online after demanding the vile Natural History Museum close because it stuffs dead animals and puts them on display.
See, it's taxidermied animals, not like Pooh Bears.
It's still a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Alicia Perry, who lives in, fucking British names, Hertfordshire, town of Trigg, posted on a local Facebook group vowing to stage a protest in a few weeks' time. Well, you go get them. She said, so I'm hoping to stage a protest in the town on Saturday, October 7th.
Yeah, this is an old article.
I just feel like she could not have chose a worse date for her protest.
It depends if she was planning on the protest being in Israel.
Does she like the Jews? Anyway, I'm hoping to stage a protest at 7 or on the 7th at 1 at the Natural History Museum. I'm disgusted that even such a place exists. As a vegan, They're not eating the animals, sweetheart. As a vegan, I see nothing natural about poor, innocent creatures stuffed and put on display in glass cabinets. Okay. Honey, for argument's sake, let's say that they purposefully went out there and they hunted that polar bear we see in the front of the picture there, right?
Mhm.
They hunted him just so they could put him in that museum. And you go and do something that makes it so that that can no longer be on display. You know what they're going to do? They're going to kill another polar bear so they can put it in their fucking display, you retard.
Yeah, that polar bear will have died for nothing.
It's 2023 and this kind of vile thing is still seen as a great day out. It's teaching most of these things. I haven't been to that natural history museum, but most of them teach conservation, ecology nonsense.
Yeah.
All right. It's teaching future generations that animal cruelty is they weren't stuffed alive.
Yeah, they were killed first.
Is acceptable, and it's not. See, this is the problem with vegans, because for vegans, vegetarians, a lot of them, it was for a healthier lifestyle. And vegans they're the animal lovers in that one episode of South Park. They would actually have sex with animals if they could find one that would hold still long enough.
Chicken fuckers.
Yeah. They're zoophiles. They're bestiality folk.
Yeah.
They put animals on the same level as humans, and they're just not.
That's the excuse to be degenerates. Plus, if she did have a protest, thankfully it'd be really short because they get tired really fast because they're vegans. They don't have enough protein to build stamina.
Do we have any update on whether she did her protest?
I honestly didn't bother to look because I didn't care that much. I just thought this was hilarious.
I care.
I'll look it up. Maybe we'll do an update tomorrow if she did. Because I'll find some video if I can.
I'm already on it.
Oh, you're on it? Oh, while you're doing that, thank you, Frosted. The lady actually wrote a book about her methods for stopping climate change. Chapter 1 starts with, I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring. And then I started eating garbage. And then I started eating garbage. It took me a minute to realize where you were going with that. That's from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm the trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. I can't really do a good Frank Reynolds. Sorry.
I can't find anything about this protest actually happening. My plan is to march up to High Street from the Robin Hood pub to the Natural History Museum. I will be contacting the council later this week to seek permission. Not that we need it to let our voice be heard. Can't wait to see you all there. Spread the news. Yeah, all right. What a moronic view of the world. The museum captures a moment in time. What do protesters want? For the history to be destroyed, not to mention the scientific merit. Yes, they're not smart people. You're talking about vegans, man.
Yeah, if they were smart, they won't be vegans. Unless you got some medical condition.
If you want to do it for the health benefits, which, again, guys, if you ever go vegan, please, please, please. The one thing I will give Richard, other than his inability to read use-by dates, is that he's done the research on how to balance your diet when you're not eating meat. Because we need meat. B12 is something we only get from meat. Yeah. Unless you supplement it or there's like one weird ass vegetable you can eat. But if you're going to go vegan, please do the research, because otherwise you're just going to make yourself sick. Somebody tell that to his dog. Now, he did the research for humans, not for dogs. And yeah, he almost killed his dog because dogs need meat in their diet. And he tried to make his dog vegetarian and almost killed it. Yeah. Like I said, when it comes to people, he's done the research. He's not a smart guy. But anyway, mountain lion that made school go into lockdown turned out to be a fat cat eating a rat. That is fucking wonderful. Oh my goodness.
This is a really old article, but I could not turn it down.
Let's explore this amusing tale of a fat cat mistaken for a mountain lion, which made the Groff Elementary School go into lockdown. And please tell me that's the actual cat.
No, that's a mountain lion.
In the
It
small town,
identifies as a mountain lion.
in the small town of Moses Lake, Washington, an ordinary day at Groff Elementary School took a surprising turn. Oh God, they closed down this elementary school because of a house cat, Jack.
It was eating a rat monkey. That's a really big cat.
I'm just thinking of the fact that that means there were grown-ass adults here who looked at a fat cat and shut down the school. These people are in charge of children.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many TikTok videos have we seen of the teachers that are out there now?
Oh Jesus. A routine morning transformed into a scene of mild alarm as reports of a mountain lion sighting near the school grounds. Oh, so they didn't actually see it. All right, I feel a little better.
Do you? Because
The
somebody
initial-
made this mistake.
No, there's still somebody who fucked this up. I was thinking that they saw it and they're like, oh my God, it's a mountain lion, and they all shut it down. All
I
right.
still think it was somebody at the school.
This initial concern triggered a swift and cautious response from the school administration, prioritizing the safety of the students. Garfield was going to come eat their lasagna?
Yeah. Look, kids need to toughen up. So I say learn how to fight off a mountain lion, kids.
Following safety protocol, the school was locked down. Sighting of a mountain lion was taken seriously given the setting in the Pacific Northwest, a region familiar with wildlife encounters. However, as the situation unfolded, the true nature of the threat revealed itself. The supposed predator, by the way, house cats are still predators. The predator, it's all you had to say. You don't have to say supposed.
No, if you say the predator, people are going to think it's the alien from the movies.
Or if it's Joe Biden, he's going to think it's a black guy.
Those are super predators.
The supposed predator was a large, plump cat engaged in a rather commonplace activity, eating a rat.
You know, the cat's looking at him like, what's going on over there? This must be something important.
Wait. This unexpected turn of events. I am so sorry, guys. This unexpected turn of events at Groff Elementary highlights the importance of preparedness in the face of unforeseen situations.
No, it shows more overreaction.
Thank you, Rodline. A little late, but something about the Daily Wire Owens drama is bugging the hell out of me. So many people drooling over this, almost at happy at the infighting. Well, it's not infighting anymore, unless you're talking about conservatives against conservatives. I just think that Candace Owens is a bad person, and I'm going to enjoy watching her try to be intelligent. That's all.
I'm going to watch this debate, even though I don't really want to, because it's going to be fascinating.
Oh God, should we just not watch it and do it live?
I agree with that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
seem to like our live reactions.
Yeah, you guys want us to do a live reaction to it? All right. Yeah, this is not a lesson in the importance of preparedness. If you're talking about preparedness in this situation, you needed some catnip, a ball of yarn, or a little saucer of milk.
Or somebody just going, shoo.
Yeah, get out of here. Fuck it, do it live. Well, it'll be a live reaction, but we won't do it live. One, I'm not a fan of basically stream sniping, which that would be, but we'll do a live reaction. That's fine. Can you be quiet and listen to it? No. Who wants to listen?
Doing it live.
Who wants to watch me watch something without commenting? I assume you guys are here for me to comment.
Yeah. I mean, you want that? You can just watch Hassan streams.
My cat occasionally brings various wildlife inside his gifts. My first cat I ever had Oh yeah, when I say a live reaction, guys, we're not going to do it as it's live. We'll do it by live reaction. I've never watched it before. But anyway, my first cat I ever had, Bandit. She was such a cutie. She used to bring lizards in. We lived in San Diego. There's lizards fucking everywhere, and she'd bring them in by the tail and shake them till the tail fell off. And then we'd have to get a lizard out of the house. Don't worry, the lizards were fine. They grew their tails back. They're that kind of lizard. Who expects Monkey to shut up? Really dumb people.
Oh, you're new.
See, even understatement, he wasn't expecting me to shut up. He's like, "There's no way you could do this." That's what the tone that went with that. All right, Jack, we're gonna wrap up here on this. These people overreacted to a cat.
I thought it was hilarious.
It is.
Oh my God, it's a mountain lion. Dude, that's a fat cat. What are you talking about?
That story there, that line that we ended on, that this shows the importance of preparedness. No, if it had
racial skills.
If it had been an actual mountain lion, that would have shown the importance of preparedness. You know what I mean? Oh, look, they saved the kids because they were able to get this lion and nobody got eaten. That's the importance of you being paranoid and thinking that a house cat was a mountain lion and locking down a school does not show the need for any kind of preparedness. It shows that you need to go to the Natural History Museum that we read about in the previous story so that you can see what a fucking mountain lion looks like.
What?
Although I've never been to that one, and it's England. Do they have mountain lions over there?
I don't think so.
So yeah, you just need to learn what an animal looks like. I've had some rather large cats, Jack, and unless you're talking like a full-blooded Maine Coon, the ones that get really big, I do not understand how you mistake a house cat for a cougar.
Yeah, that's a bit of a conundrum. Like, because cougars are really big.
Yeah.
But like a bobcat, they're not real big. They're shockingly smaller than you think. They're about like the size of those Egyptian cats, which is about 2 or 3 times the height of a regular cat. And you can see a small bobcat, but it wasn't a bobcat. Bobcats generally don't go near humans. Mountain lions generally don't go near humans either. So you come across a cougar and it's eating a rat, you're like, oh, it's a cougar. We should stay inside just in case. But you can't mistake that for a fucking house cat. That's why field trips were so important to children.
Bobcats and lynx can be mistaken for house cats. Yeah, but I can't see locking down a school over either of those. I mean, generally they're not human killers. And even if you're talking about a mountain lions, one, have a very distinct look.
Yeah.
They're like the downsies of the cat world. They all look the same.
Yeah, cougars, which are mountain lions, look very similar to a female lion.
Yeah, that's why we call them that.
Yeah. The mistake is very, very common, actually, because a lot of people that don't normally see a cougar would think it's a lion. And that actually explains some of the sightings of lions that people claim it's really just a cougar.
People think bobcats and cougars are the same. A lot of people use the terms interchangeably. And there's general terms like a puma that just get thrown onto cats. And so people will do that with very specific breeds.
Yeah. Bobcats are distinctly different from mountain lions / cougars.
But people throw them all in together in just common parlance. So yeah, I understand that. But again, if you saw a bobcat running around, you just chase it off. See a cougar, you need to get the fuck away from it.
Yeah, those are dangerous. They're way bigger, and they will attack a human. It's not common, but they've been known to do that.
And in most cases where they do it, it's not like them wandering into human territory. It's humans wandering into theirs.
Yeah, and they usually feel threatened, or they're sick, or they're injured.
Yep. But we love cougars. Yeah, I know, different kind of cougar. No, I love all cats. Man, I was watching videos the other day of tigers and lions fighting each other.
Oh yeah.
And it was this age-old question of who would win. And it depends on who you listen to. Historically, we have evidence that tigers can kill lions. In captivity, lions tend to be the alpha and smack everybody else down. But for the most part, it seems a pretty even fight. It's like Kong and Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching the videos, and that, you know, you ever watch big cats strut around and just see that muscle in their front shoulder? I don't see, and mountain lions have a very similar shoulder structure to, you know, like the female lion. I don't know how you look at a house cat. The most in shape house cat does not have anything close to that kind of shoulder.
Zoom lens. That's how these mistakes happen.
These things are pure muscle. They make horses look like pussies.
Yeah, but they saw a fat kitty cat and they're like, "Oh my god, lock it down!"
That is the importance of paranoia research, not the importance of preparedness. What a fucking stupid article. Funny story, dumb article.
Well, that's why I sent it.
Oh, it's wonderful. Plus, I mean, I got to look at a big kitty cat.
Yeah, they're adorable.
And a fat one laying on his back, which is even more adorable. Phoebe doesn't sleep on her back. My last cat, Patches, he was constantly on his back with just his belly open.
Oh.
And he would even let you pet his belly. He's like, fuck it. As long as you're touching me, I'm happy. She's very protective of her belly. The only place she'll sleep on her back completely is in my bed, because my bedroom is her safe space.
Oh, yeah.
When it storms and stuff, or there's people that come over she doesn't like, she goes to my bedroom. But when she's in there and she's all stretched out, the other day I woke up and she is stretched as far as she can be on her back, like just loving it. And I just wanted to grab her belly and go, but I didn't want to get cut.
Yeah, well, that is a risk, you know.
She will trick you, because she'll lay on her back. She just won't sleep that way, and she has that belly. You're just like, I gotta touch it, and she's like, I dare you, motherfucker. And we have to warn people, like, don't fall for that.
Yeah, that's a trap.
Yeah. Big cats are terrifying. I think it's in our DNA to fear them. It's just natural for you to be afraid of something that big and scary with teeth like that.
Yeah. I found a picture of what they thought they saw.
Oh my God. Yeah. That is
I'm an angry kitty, meow.
That is actual animal cruelty. That cat should not be that big.
No, not at all.
Yeah, whoever's running that zoo needs to go to jail.
That's probably in Thailand.
Probably.
They don't give a shit. That cat is probably high as shit. Remind me sometime offline. I'll show you a picture of my brother with a tiger that he got in Thailand. They just dope up these tigers, and you can sit next to them, and they're so stoned they'll just sit there, and you get your picture taken with them.
I was watching video of people doing tug of wars with lions.
Nope.
They do it. It's in a zoo, and they had 3 WWE wrestlers try. And this female lion is just standing there with her feet planted. She's not moving at all, and they are giving it everything. They are sweating. Their back is pulled as far into it, and she's just like, "Nah, bruh."
People really underestimate how strong animals in the wild are, especially cats. They are very, very strong. But they're all muscle, like you said.
When we did the article way back on Lords of the Night, I think it was, where they asked men and women what kind of animal they think they could kill if they had to. And you had women being like, I could kill a dog. Like, no, you couldn't. Most of them would eat you.
Yeah.
They're very strong. Most animals are. They have retard strength.
Yeah, and they're usually predators. I mean, I could kill a bunny rabbit, but I think I draw the line at goose, because they're very dangerous, but I think I could take one in a fight, a straight up fight. But it would be pushing my luck because I'm pretty out of shape and I'm old. So, yeah,
Well-
but there's no way I could take a big cat. Even in my prime, I couldn't do that.
Oh God, no! There's a reason the story of Daniel in the lion's den resonates, the way it does, because a human going up against a lion is going to lose every time,
Yeah.
unless God steps in and does you a favor. Because otherwise you're dinner. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We really do appreciate it. Thank you for the donations. You guys are amazing, and we can never thank you enough for that. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'm going to shill Moonshack's GoFundMe again because I think that's important. But thank you all so much for the donations and all the support you give us. It was greatly appreciated. And don't forget to go check out Frosted Glass's stream. Monkey was on it, and it was pretty good. What I saw of it was very entertaining.
Evolve says, I think I could take a medium-sized dog. I think most healthy people could, say 40 or less, 40 years old.
Yeah.
But you had people on there, like, I could take out a big dog. Even in my prime, you get the right dog, it would have killed me. A Saint Bernard, it would win that fight.
Yeah, pit bull, boxer. I mean, you get a vicious dog that wants to hurt somebody, it's going to be a hell of a fight, and you're probably going to lose. That's why humans use weapons.
Yep, because we have to.
Yeah, we are very soft and squishy.
We're not the apex of the food chain because we're the biggest and strongest. It's because we're the smartest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
yeah.
The cats are smarter.
Hashtag not all.
Yeah. No, cats are smart because they're like, take care of me, pamper me. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll kill something for you.
This is how smart cats are. The other day, Phoebe wanted me to pick her up to carry her downstairs. And she lets me know this by standing up on where the stairs come up, the corner wall that's right there. She'll stand up and stretch against it. And that is my hint to pick her up.
She's got you trained.
And I said to her, I'm not carrying you down because I was in pain. This is right after the girls had left. So I'm still, rough from that. And she looks at me, walks down onto the first step and lays completely across it. It's like, try to get down now, bitch. I was like, so I reached down and picked her up and carried her downstairs.
Sucker.
Because my cat is smarter than me. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Jack, a pleasure as always, my friend.
Always glad to be here.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Take care of yourselves. We love you. Be well, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Songity sing at the end of the show. Singity song. It's sung by...